Yarr! Hello my hearties, how are you today? I hope you're doing really well. This is Chris over at CG Pirates. What a lovely day for doing some 3D and game development. Now, what you're seeing here is 3D Studio Max. Now, if you're a Blender user, or a Maya user, or use any kind of 3D application, to be honest, you'll find they're all pretty much of a muchness. There's only certain tools that I tend to use a lot of. 3ds Max is really good for me for modeling and stuff, you know, but I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what I do. Now, what I just did there, okay, just to let you know, because I do rush, I just clicked the maximize viewport toggle while I had perspective clicked, okay, and that just makes it my entire screen. One big screen to work in. And now I have Alt held down and my middle mouse button just here. Super. Now, what I'm going to do is just show you a few procedures that I tend to do. Okay, so if I click box and just drag that out, okay, so click, drag, that makes a square, and then let go and drag, and that creates a cube. Watch, click, drag whilst holding click, let go, and then forward or back, creates a cube, click, drag, forward or back, creates a cube. That's all there is to it. Really, really easy. Anyway, let's just delete all the excess ones, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a box, a cube, and now I'm going to show you. If you've seen my introduction to using Unreal Engine, we can move it around if I just press on these axis constraints here, like that. Okay, so that's how we move them around. Oops, I just put on snap by mistake. Now if I go to rotate, which is the letter E, or I go up here and press rotate, you'll see that I can rotate my object. And if I need to constrain it to an axis, I can press A and then rotate, and it'll incrementally rotate by 5 or whatever amount I make it. And if I press R or press the scale tool, you'll see I can scale things. Okay, this is all the very basics of doing stuff in 3D, and just Alt, middle mouse button, zoom around, and we can just manipulate it like that. Okay. Now, those three things I've taught you, move, rotate, and scale, are extra useful when it comes to doing things like editing, because if I just pull out my box now, you'll notice it's not really a cube, it is a box, and just press the right mouse button and go to convert to editable polygon, we now have a polygonal game asset model that we can export really into any game engine. If I hit F4, just so that we can see all the edges, okay, and then over here you'll see we have vertices, edges, borders, polygons, and elements. And these allow us a lot more control over how we move and edit our model. Because as you can see, if I'm selecting by polygon, I can select the entire face and just move it in and out. If I select by vertex, I can just select and move like this. And if I select by edge, I can do that. What about the other ones though? What about this one? Select by loopy thing? Well, I can't select anything at the minute, but if I have some loops in my model, now I can select those just here. But it's a lot easier selecting it as a capped surface. So what I'll do is I'll just get rid of that. Here we go, and now I've got my border selection, and now I can select and move my border. I can rotate my border, or I can scale my border. Some really powerful manipulation here. Okay, now let's take it back to where it was. There we go. Lots of Control Z's. This is the fundamental basics of everything that we do really when we're modeling. Okay, whether we're making a box, or whether we're working with spheres, or if we're working with cylinders. A lot of it though is just simple things, boxes, and if we use AutoGrid, You can draw on top of boxes like this. And we start to build up some really complicated shapes just coming out here from the face normal. So this will just come straight out from whichever face normal I put it on. See? So we get all these different options on, well, all these possibilities on what it is we can build. Just to show you a quick example of something we could build really, really easily then and quickly. Okay, so let's just make a box just here like this, and then maybe I could make, oops, that's my mouse sensitivity, maybe I could make another box on it just like that, and maybe I could make a second box just here, and then maybe I could make another box here like this, and maybe I could have a cylinder just here. And what have we got? We've got a very, very simple robot leg. Yes, you have to squint a bit, but this is how we start off. And this is all the important basics that you need to know when you're first starting out and doing modelling. So whether you're using Blender or Maya, XSI, Lightwave, 3ds Max, Mirai, who knows what crazy 3D app you could be using, just remember that the fundamental basics are all going to be the same. Now then, this was just my simple introduction to get you started using 3D. We don't want you doing 20 hours of boring stuff on learning what the difference between a torus and a cylinder is. We want you to get straight on with just having fun and making stuff. So, consider this your warm-up, and I will see you in the next part. Until then, bye-bye for now.